Welcome to Whiteness 101 to all my black folks. What's up, y'all? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see y'all. To all my whites, my payment information is right here because you need to pay black women for their labor. You guys have had hundreds of years to create your own shit and you came up with nothing. And now that black women have come up with a brilliant idea to teach people various courses, you guys want to hop on that bandwagon. So in order to stop being like your ancestors who always took our shit, didn't pay us for our labor or paid us mere pennies, be different. Pay us for our work. Today's lesson in whiteness is going to be, how do we go from white people conquering various places in the world, stealing things and saying it's their own, to white people making food with no seasonings, having beauty standards that don't seem to line up with the way that they actually want to look. Let's talk about it. So let's go back to one of their worst ancestors, Christopher Columbus. They travel the world, stealing and taking over, raping and pillaging, getting spices and diamonds and fabrics and pulling bits and pieces of culture from various other ethnicities around the world. A big example of this is, how did a culture of people who stole seasonings and had people who were enslaved who cooked their food, how do we go from that to making plain dishes that taste like they seasoned it with water? Well, let's talk about it. In black culture, back to our ancestors who were enslaved, they were given what was left, if they were given anything at all. They were given mere scraps of food to eat. So they had to make shit work as best they could. So they simmered, they seasoned, they roasted, and they managed to make something out of absolutely nothing. This was something that brought us together. We bond over food. It's something that brought us great joy. Now, because white people must always be seen, heard, and centered, in order for them to stay on top of the game, they have to create new standards so that the goalpost always moves. So what do they say is a sign of class? Not seasoning your fucking food. They don't need all this extra seasoning. So you get things like beans on toast, just putting random shits together. That's also where you get minimalism, a trend in more recent culture. Once again, in black culture, we love color, we love vibrance, we love textures. So in order for them to, yet again, move the goalpost, what do they say is in style? Not having a lot of shit. Whereas a lot of people in our culture, we have a lot of pictures, we have sculptures. So then they say, I want to live a boring beige baby life with as little color as possible. Next thing is beauty standards. Now we see, let's go back to our ancestors who were enslaved. We got creative. We did different things with our hair. White women got upset and they said, we want to pass a law where you have to cover your hair. Shortly after that, we see white women starting to cover their hair as well. You see it in present day on this app. Black women make trends, Hillman Talk being a prime example of that, and white women immediately hop on the bandwagon. With beauty standards, they have to tell us that our features are ugly and that European standards are the peak in beauty and fashion, whilst at the same time they want their lips bigger, they want their butts bigger, they want curves like us. You see white women getting dreadlocks and wanting texture to their hair all of a sudden. The beauty standard is one of the biggest gaslights that has happened in black culture, because on the other hand, they want big lips, they want big butts, but on the other hand, they're telling us not having these features is the height and pinnacle of beauty and fashion. Once again, doing this to try to keep us confused and to keep that goalpost constantly moving. Also, in black culture, we love to dance, we love to sing, we love to use various instruments, we love to clap, we love to get up, we love to shout. So what is the standard? Class, sitting down, not moving, not dancing. That has been passed through generation to generation. That's why you see a lot of people, white people, who do not know how to dance and to keep a rhythm. That's the fault of their ancestors who said having rhythm was classless. This is where you get white people, even in present day, who say that black people are loud and obnoxious because it's not classy to act that way. However, in another attempt to gaslight us, you see a lot of creators and influencers and entertainers cater to the black culture, the black American culture, in order to boost them to popularity, because we are the blueprint. We make the trends, and then as soon as they get where they want to be successfully, they drop us like a hot potato. Whenever you see a white person who can't dance, that's their ancestors' fault. Whenever you see various foods that they make, like mayonnaise and raisin casserole, that's their ancestors' fault. Everything just about in white culture, because they don't really have a culture, everything that you see in white culture is an act of constantly moving the goalpost, constantly keeping us down, constantly trying to be the opposite of us so they can remain on top. They ain't, because time and time again we see that black women make the culture that everybody wants to bite off of, that everybody wants to copy off of. This is why we as black women, we have to remain secure in ourselves. They hate us because they ain't us.